This is Sunday, October 7th, 2018. For what it's worth, I decided to cover something I saw as I'm kind of halfway watching an NFL production, entertainment production. And I noticed, I can't help but, try to chime in every now and then. Because I've basically kind of given up on doing these kind of videos as far as pointing out sports fakery, because I've got to the point where I believe people know it's fake and they just don't care. They have to have an out, and this is their escape from the reality that they should be facing. But that's how it is. But I wanted to point out something on this pass during this game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm going to let this play through first. The replay of a play that's already occurred here. Okay, here we go.
Fletcher Cox is right in the face of Kirk Cousins, and
watch this.
He's still able to get the ball out. And Jalen Mills, who was victimized last week and then lost to Tennessee, he gives up a big play with the offense backed up.
Okay, that looks like a very slick maneuver he did on that D-back there.
Cox is right in the face of Kirk Cousins.
Okay, I want to analyze what this receiver is going to do here. In high school, many lifetimes ago, I played the position of cornerback, and any cornerback knows this, especially on a professional level. What happens to this guy should never happen to a cornerback on any level. Maybe, 7th, 8th grade, little league football, but especially on a professional level, what happens here is the fakery is being exposed here. If you ask me, they're not being subtle enough with their fakery. So here, hold on a second. Here is what I mean. When I show this in slow motion, here's what I mean. That fake there, which was worthless, okay? It's all for show. You need it. What he does here, that fake there drew him in. And it was not much of a fake, okay? Again, what is supposed to happen, if you're not going to play bump and run, which this guy should be playing bump and run, he should just, as soon as the ball is snapped, the cornerback, if this were a real game, the cornerback would have been close on the line of scrimmage and would have just laid a hit on him as hard as he could to just let him know that you can't run on me. But since this is scripted, they have to give the receiver a little more leeway. But what should happen on a situation like this, as the cornerback backpedals, to keep up with the receiver, this move here, right there, he should not take a step forward on an initial fake move. He should have took 2 more steps backwards to accommodate for that fake. This is a fundamental teaching on any cornerback on any level. That type of move should not take you out of your position of backpedaling. Because if you do bite on the first move and you move up, this is what happens. That's what happens. He runs by you. So, what should have happened here on this move, he should have just kept going backwards. To see how when he moved up on his fake move, see he moved up as he did the fake. It caused him to be able to go around him easily. Now he's just faking like, oh, I can't catch you, and I have to fall to make it look real. Oh, that's just acting. But that initial encounter right there, that should never happen to a professional defensive back, or a defensive back on any level. That should never happen. He should never have moved in on him that close, that soon. Because the advantage of not biting on that initial move, if you continue to back up, even if that wasn't a fake, even if that guy does stop to receive the ball, at least the defensive back can move up and make a play on him and not give up the huge yardage like he does here. See? Then he gets burned on purpose. Can't catch you. You beat me. Typical staging. The NFL needs to change their rules to make the games look more realistic. I would like to suggest to the NFL, if you can get past all the fake injuries and all that, the agenda of weakness, like I like to call it, make this game more believable. Change the rules for the defensive backs. Number one, allow the teams to draft defensive backs that are big enough to play against these giant receivers. Another thing they can do, if you get inside the red zone, allow the defensive back to have contact with the receivers downfield before the ball is in the air. Allow the defensive backs to have contact with the receivers as long as the offense is inside the red zone. And one more rule they need to change. If the offense is in a no-huddle situation, NFL, please allow the defensive backs to have the leeway of having contact with the receivers at least 15 yards down the field if the offense is in a no-huddle situation. To make the game look more realistic, gives fans who are basically, I think a lot of the fans are seeing the fakery, and it's a big part of the reason why the NFL is losing their fan base. If they want to save their fan base, they need to make this look more realistic and comply with the suggestions that I just made. That's all.